When I was first thinking about leaving my agency job to start a company, I would sit in this restaurant and listen to Pat Flynn's podcast about entrepreneurship. It's called Smart Passive Income Podcast, and it was a bunch of interviews with entrepreneurs. But I would listen to these interviews, and the insight that kept coming up for me was how easy it seemed. And it really is easy. Business as a concept is a very easy thing, right? You create a product, you sell it to somebody, they find value in it, they buy it, you do that over and over again, and then you have a successful company. And what I've realized, especially over the last 2 years as Experiment 27's grown, is being able to identify what to do and actually putting in the work to do it are two hugely different things. And it's also having the patience to do things over and over again that you know are gonna work and just waiting for the results. Like after I was done listening to that podcast, I would sit at my desk and I would send cold emails to clients, knowing that I would get meetings that would eventually turn into deals, or at least hoping, knowing that if I skipped a day of work back then, I wouldn't have closed a client. And it's actually really interesting as you get into the sales process, you'll be able to feel the days that you worked harder and the days that you didn't work harder in the past. A good example of this is when I was crushing it super hard when I was doing sales full-time at Experiment 27 before we hired the sales team. I was sending the cold emails, I was booking these meetings, I was on calls, and I was in back-to-back meetings. The problem I ran into though was when I'm in, let's say 9 meetings a day, I don't really have the time to send the cold emails. And so I would have this period where I send a bunch of emails and I'd book a bunch of meetings, I'd take the meetings, not send the cold emails, and then the next week or even 2 weeks later, I would not have any meetings. And the big realization for me there was, even when you're succeeding, you still have to continue to put in the work. Even if that meant spreading meetings out, or instead of taking 9 meetings a day, taking 3 meetings. Because as you scale, doing the work is just as important. And that's the thing you should look at in your life. Where have you been so successful that you've stopped doing the work? Are you taking too many meetings and forgetting to book meetings? Are you taking too many client calls and forgetting to talk to your current clients? Where is that hole in your business? And how can you identify that and fix that? If you like this video, be sure to share it with a friend who you think is gonna get value out of it. We're trying to hit 100,000 subs this year, so that would be amazingly valuable. And if you need marketing support for your digital agency, check out experiment27.com. Thanks.